Hello there and welcome along to another video on A Right Nice Pint. How are things? This is actually my first video in the new year. I have been lacking content. There has been reasons for that. Have been trying to slim down slightly, so I haven't been drinking too much of beers. I've been trying to maybe just stay off a little bit for a week or two. But today being Blue Monday, I said, you know what? I'm going to go back to the PD and I'm going to do the review on the Leffe Lagere. Hopefully Blue Monday, by the way, they call this the most depressing day of the year. Hopefully it has been alright for you. And hopefully the New Year's resolutions are going okay as well, lads. Is it going alright? I hope it is. So, today, back in the perfect draft system, this is, you hear Leffe, you think of the Blonde, you think of Ritual 9, you think of Ruby, you think of Noel, you think of all those beers. And we've done most of those already on the channel. But this time, it's Leffe Lager. Yes, you heard right. It's Leffe making a lager. And what is this all about? Well, as you can tell, I've had a couple of these in the last few weeks. When I say, well, it's been a while, but... and there isn't a whole lot left in the keg, so I got to do the review. You think of Leffe, you think of those typical kind of the Belgian ales, especially Leffe Blonde is probably the most popular beer that they've produced, and personally, big fan of that beer, and especially on this machine. I found that has enhanced a lot of the beers on from the cans and bottles to the keg. Just seems to be enhancing the beer all the time. No matter what beer you pick up, it always seems to be nicer in the perfect draft system. So we've got Leffe Lager, and I got this. I ordered this from thebeergals.com. They're based in Portarlington in Ireland. They're the Irish perfect draft suppliers, and this was €40.25, and it works out at about €3.20 a pint. So there's a €5 deposit in there. You get that back when you return the keg, and you can then use that €5 to buy other kegs and whatnot. Beer Hawk do a very similar thing as well in the UK, but if you're in Ireland, the Beer Gals are the people to deal with. So it comes in at 5%, and they have some notes here which we might return to a little bit later and see in comparison. Do I think the same thing? Is this enjoyable? Well, you might look at this and go, maybe it is enjoyable, but it has been left there for a little while. So let's have a look and see what we get. So, right. Let's go for the pour. I have to be very careful. There's carpet under me here, so I hope I don't spill any. I have no tray, so I'm going to have to use the top of the machine for this. Don't spill! That's probably a bad idea, but there we go. I'll have to clean that up later on. Beer mat. Perfect. Right. So, I don't want to get this all covered in beer. Or get a tissue or a cloth for that later on. I need a bigger table. Anyway, so this is what we've got. We've got a beautiful 2-finger head, very white. It is pure white. Look at that. Loads of bubbles. Clean, clear yellow, kind of maybe like a straw yellow color. You can see all the bubbles rising through. There's absolutely no doubt about that, is there? Look at that. Beautiful looking beer in the glass. Now, as I've poured it, I've got some of the typical aromas you might associate with Leffe coming through on this as well, which is great. I love them. So let's see, what have we got? So you've got the typical Leffe aromas of the clove, hint of clove, get a hint of the banana in there, along with the lagery aromas that you get there too. It's actually giving me a little bit of it's almost in between the two. So you're getting that Leffe aroma that you get with the blonde, but you're also getting the malty aromas that you get with a lot of lagers, with lagers even. It's when I was thinking of maybe a bit of citrus there, but it could be a bit of. It could be a hint of apple, actually, in the aroma. Yeah, you get almost like a green apple kind of smell off this, which is quite interesting. So, right, let's dig in and see what this is like. So, again, this is 5% ABV. Leffe Lager. Belgian lager. Let's see how it compares to all the other lagers on the perfect draft. So I'm not going to act surprised. I've obviously had a few of these over the last while, and I do like this. I quite like this. It's yes, you got what I get first is lager. Bang! It's just like your typical uh, lager. When it hits you, you get the kind of maybe a slight. You might even like a slight caramel malt, caramel, maybe a slight bit of caramel of flavor, and then he goes into the banana and the clove, and it's a Leffe aftertaste that I'm getting. It's pure Leffe aftertaste, like the Leffe blonde aftertaste I'm getting. It's interesting. It's really refreshing. And I know I say this a lot before I do a review, but I actually had a run before this, so I did 3 or 4K there a while, trying the all new year, new me kind of crap, And but I go for a beer after, and it's always probably does always taste a lot better when you're after doing something like a run or something. But that is really really refreshing for me. Um, there's there's a lot of flavor to this, considering it's a lager, and all lagers taste pretty. I'm not going to say all the same, but there aren't usually big differences. This one is almost like, to me, I'd nearly say it's a bit of a hybrid between the lager and the blonde, because you're getting between a lager and the typical Leffe blonde, because you are getting some of those Leffe blonde flavors in there, and you're getting your lager flavors too. So it's a little mix of everything. It's like at the end of the night, you have some mad bastard of a friend that puts all the ends of beer into one glass. I was like, someone's got Leffe Blonde, and it's here, we're gonna mix that in with a bit of, I don't know, Stella Artois, and put all the ends into one glass. You might get something like that, and I mean that with a height of respect to Leffe. This is a really good tasting lager. It's really refreshing. It's a little bit different to the other ones that are on the machine because of the Leffe-ness. Is that how we should put it? That typical Leffe flavor that you get with nearly all of their beers. So again, let me just go through this. The body's not bad. It's maybe a little bit thicker in body to a lot of the other a lot of the other lagers. Quite creamy going down. Even though there's carbonation, it's not like mad in the mouth. It goes down quite well. The hops, I nearly get say that there's a bit of the Saz hop in there. I don't know for sure, but it reminds me a little bit of the Stella and the when you're tasting the lager element. When I say when you're tasting a lager, tastes a little bit like Stella Artois on this machine, and um, the you then go in from that kind of, say, the lager element of it, and just get this hint of banana, clove, bit of green apple. There is certainly a bit of like a green apple in there, or an apple cider element into this. It's interesting. It's not for everyone, I'd say, but I do like this. I do think that this is a good option on it if you want something a little bit different. For you like your lagers, but you want something with a little bit more, have an aftertaste. Maybe the aftertaste on this is interesting because there's a little bit of everything in there. I can see how people wouldn't like this, but I can also see how someone would love this. So if you love your Leffes, you love your Belgian blondes, there is a little bit of that. Or even if you like your maybe your Weiss beers maybe as well. There is actually a little bit of complexity to this, slight complexity to this beer, I find, because of the mix of flavors that you're getting there. There's a couple of different things in there, albeit subtle. They're subtle flavors. They're not going bang, smack, wallop, but you can get them. If you look for them, you'll find them. So just again, yeah, you might even get a hint of vanilla in there as well. Um, it's interesting. It's interesting, but it's certainly very drinkable, very enjoyable, very refreshing, I think. And as I say, it's not for everyone, but this could, for a lot of people, this could top it. What do the beer gals say about this? It says a new kind of beer. It is a bottom fermented lager designed to be a clean, crisp, and perfect for the sun under a yellow and golden robe topped with a thick. Where was I going? I dropped the H there. That's not like me. Anyway, it's thick white foam. It is aromas of malt, cereals, and hops for delicate flavours and subtle bitterness. Yeah, there isn't a whole lot of bitterness. So, like, it is quite subtle. Like I was talking about all the other flavours down there. It's only slight bitterness, quite sweet. Nice beer. But like I say, a lot of flavours in there, and they've hit the nail on the head with that. Delicate flavors, lots of delicate flavors in there. So yeah, definitely worth trying out on the PD. If you've had it, let me know your thoughts. I'd love to know what you think of Leffe Lagere. I don't know how I meant to pronounce it, but will it be on my order again? I'm not 100% sure. Will it be a regular order? But I do like this beer. I can't complain, but in comparison to some of the other lagers in the machine, I would probably be going for a different one personally, but this is a good kind of a one-off change kind of thing, or there's nothing wrong with this. You drink it, you're not going to pour it out. I don't think you would pour it out, even if it's not exactly your cup of tea. So it's not one I'm going to be rushing back to as such, because I like some of the other beers in the machine. I love Stella Artois in this machine, for example. I'm a big fan of that. But I also love the Leffe Blonde, and you love all the other types of beers. So in terms of my orders, I don't normally get a whole lot of lager. So it hasn't, say, hit my top three on lagers in this machine yet, the Leffe lager, but it's different, and it's nice, it's enjoyable. It's getting a 7.5 out of 10 from a right nice pint. So you can just say it is a right nice pint. It gets into that bracket of right nice pints. So Leffe Lager, 7.5 out of 10. It's not absolutely jaw-dropping, but it's different, it's nice, it's enjoyable, and it's worth trying out. As always, if you've enjoyed the review, hit like, hit subscribe, and do share it as well. And thanks to everybody that's been subscribing to the channel. I know there hasn't been a whole lot of content on there over the last couple of weeks, but the channel has grown 20 or 30 followers, which is fantastic. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And hopefully this year we can take this channel to maybe new heights. We'll see. We'll see how we get on. So yeah, if you want your own, go to thebeergals.com. They'll sort you out. That's it from me for this evening. Enjoy the rest of your Blue Monday, and we'll see you soon for a right nice pint.